into abantu kwakulochuma kodwa ke siyathetha nje into ba singaba komkhulu uchuma apha ibingumntwana osakhulayo singena uthetha ngaye into ba phaya wamosha ngumntana ebekhula kakuhle ndicinga into ba ebeyibreadwinner pha kulamzi wakwaShweni endicinga into ba isapho lakwaShweni lonke lonzakele sesehlo kodwa into ekufuneka siyazile into ba apha emhlabeni akukho muntu osisimo setyiwa apha bonke abantu bayahamba singatsho sithi ngumenziwa akukho muntu apha ozawuhlala xa lifikile lakhe ixesha sabekelwa ixesha apha esingalaziyo umuntu ngamnye apha endlini ubekelwe ixesha azawuhamba ngalo asilazi kodwa ke kubantwana abancinci sidla ngokohlula sithi hayi kuzawuqale kuhambe mina qha kuseke ngokaThixo kule nto ndiyithethayo aske athathe kanye lo ebeyibreadwinner so singamsoliki uThixo ngaloo nto leyo ngento ba indalo zama ukuthi kuthi sonke thina bakhoyo apha sinemini zethu masixole uchuma simkhulule aye kwenye icala uyawuthi mhlambe xa uzayo uchume phakathi kwabanye akukhwebe athi za ngapha zama ukuthi uThixo akaxakwanto icebo Matthew uzawulenza nawe mama nefamily yonke ndithi ngalo mazwi ikomkhulu litsho lithe mandizonixolisa nilale ngelicala lophaya ukwenzela into ba igazi libe lapha lingahambi libheke phakathi ngalo magama enkosi kakhulu
siyabulela Tatu inkosi Mathanzima there's I'm not sure if we're ready. There's a video that we're supposed to view in honor of, in celebration, in tribute to the late Chuma Shweni's life. I'm not sure if we are ready. Are we ready? 3 minutes. A minute. I suppose maybe we can, while you prepare yourself and get ready, maybe let's take the next speaker, and that should give you sufficient time. Maybe that should give you sufficient time, maybe ready, so that we can. So in the meantime, we'll just move to Ubab Fezile Shweni. Ubab Fezile Shweni is the next on our program while we get ready in a video at the tribute. So that should be about 5 minutes. Then that would have given you sufficient time with him never ready. Ubab Fezile Shweni.
Umphathi konzo kumkani abathembe entshona inkosi zonke ezikhoyo abazili abantu bonke bezosikhonza bezosithuthuzela i-colleagues zikaChuma ngokushiyashiyana kwazo ndiyazibulisa egameni lenkosi Yesu Kristu. Ndingutata omncinci kaChuma njebe sinivile abantu ngifezile kaShweni unyana wami ke uChuma Uchuma ukhulele pha noxa engakhange ahlale kakhulu apha eQamata. Kodwa ke at least uke wahlala intwana encinci ehlala nomnye umntwana okuthiwa nguNokuzolo. Ngowami ke na bazintanga. Bebekhulela kakhulu pha kutata umakhulu. Umama wami. Ukhulile ke uchuma. Endithanda kakhulu. Wayendithanda kakhulu uchuma. Waye nento zonke njengobekhula nani lapha eceleni kwabo. Nokoluka kwakhe indimo emququzelela ndiphambili kuye njengonyana wami. Sihambile ke sakhula ke lahamba ixesha. Ndaye ndimbona uchuma engumuntu oclever lo. Umuntu osenenjongo. Kuba ndandimva nxa sidibana nje uyawuthetha ngento zebusiness zantoni zibe zindohlula ke mina ke. Ndizinxibele nje ibhutsi zami. Kanti nene sambona sekwinto zebusiness ezingaka. Endingazi-understandiyo ke nam but ndiyambona inkqubela yakhe yayinjani na. Ube supportive kakhulu ke kumakhaya onke pha ekhayeni. Ndisithi ke ndiyabulela kakhulu ukuma apha ndithethe ngaye. Ngizawuhlika phansi ndizawuke ndithi nje uyawuxola utata umfundisi. Zawuthatha nje isiXhosa nje. Babehlanjwa lixhokazi ngenye imini pha ekhaya. Intombi ngapha inkwenkwe mosibahlambe endaweni. Umane ijonga le ntombi futhi uchuma. Athi makhulu. Umama athi hayi eyam ndigcinile ekanokuzola ikhawukile. So wayekwazi. Yes. Ngoba wayazi difference yexofela. Ngalo mase ndiyanibulela bethuna. Ngokuzosikhumba. Thank you.
Tamisia siyabulela. Are we ready? I suppose we don't need to. Yeah, we can just go straight to it. Thank you.
Okay, so what else is wrong, Mr. Shweni?
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. You know, when I did narrate a short story about how I met Chuma in 2009, and I'm abusing the privilege of directing the program, so I'm squeezing that in. At the memorial service, I did mention this, but I'd like to share the story again, and I will explain why and within 3 minutes. So the abuse won't go beyond 3 minutes. You know, I met Chuma in 2009. We're preparing to go for elections for the NAFCOC National Youth Elections in 2010. Then Chuma approached me. I did not even know this about myself at the time. Then Chuma comes to me, says, "Hey, Kwetin, Astet, you know, confidently and in Xhosa, assuming that I can speak Xhosa myself, or I can hear Xhosa. Kwetin, Astet, leadership. I'm told, Guti, you're the person I need to speak to, Mangfungba, President of NAFCOC Youth, and I believe that's correct." I did not know that, so I could not say whether he was wrong or. Then he says, "Yeah, Mangfungba, President, and if you support me, Guti, President, I'll make you my deputy." Now, we do not have a date for elections. We do not have a date for elections. We just hear, you know, there'll be these elections. Now, someone approaches you and tells you, no, I want to be president, and if you agree, I'll make you my deputy. And if you contest me, you'll be nothing. Meaning, you will not be anything in the nation. Now, Chuma had presence. He had this, and presence in many ways. I'm not just talking physical presence, because in structure, you know that Chuma was actually, you know, Bekanomzimba. But presence in other ways also, the confidence, the eloquence, you know, through which he expressed himself. It was so powerful. Now, I'm thinking to myself, so for me to be anything, according to this fellow that I just met, that if I support him to be this, he will make me his deputy. Well, to cut a long story short, Chuma became president of NAFCOC, and I remained in Gauteng. And the person that Chuma made the offer to, that he had made to me, and I had, you know, silently rejected, became his deputy. Now, that speaks to a man who's boundlessly, and I use the words and I'm using them again, dangerously ambitious. Chuma was boundlessly and dangerously ambitious. Things that we had been made to believe that at a particular age could not be done, Chuma did them. And hence, Chuma could be a millionaire at age 23. You know, that speaks to something quite special. It's truly special. So, you know, you look at Chuma's life, it bears testimony of what God can do through us on earth. We can't question that. It bears testimony of what God can do through us on earth. But that does not just come free, but God wants to just work through you. You must receive that and respond. And how do you respond? You work hard, you assert yourself, you approach people like me, you offer them something, they reject, you move on to the next person. That's how they became president and deputy, and still, I remained in Gauteng. That's who Chuma was. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I will not abuse you beyond 3 minutes. We'll move on to our next speaker on our program. That would be from the maternal side, Mvena and Zozi, sorry. Zozi, are they here? Are they ready to come and pay tribute to Chuma Shweni? Are we here? Are we ready? The names that we've just mentioned? Or even if it's one, then the other will then join in later. Okay, we have someone coming forward. Then, obviously, there's two names. then they'll introduce themselves. So.
Hey. Mandizibulisela ngale ndlela namhlanje. Lume apha ngumncedi. Khala lamseqisa. Ndibuhlungu kakhulu ngothetha ngochuma. Uchuma ndabona bethanda udlala ngezindlela. Nobubele uchuma. Zange ndava into irongo ngochuma edlala nabanye abantwana. Ngapha endlulu. Zange amosha umuntu uchuma. Ntonobubele. Besaya phambili uchuma. Kodwa xa uzawuthatha ngochuma. Kwazi uzibamba inyembezi fune siphumile. Kuba kubuhlungu kum. Mnandanga ushwa ngochuma. Akumnandanga kodwa asophela kwehlabathi ngoba silapha emhlabeni sonke nje. Sohamba ngokuhamba. Siyakala khalulu.
There are many stories like co-program director was saying. A lot of them come to mind. One is not able to eliminate, but because of umuntu overwhelmed. Uchuma was so young. At 23, he became president of NAFCOC Youth Chamber. That's unprecedented. Often you find youth organizations, you'll find even now, you find that you have people who call themselves youth and they want to assume positions of power beyond the age of youth. Now we are having a very difficult situation where people want to call themselves youth beyond the age of youth. And it's not only in business organizations like ourselves, but also in political organizations. Nagowe Tumbut, you'd find such things. I'm going to call to the podium Abakhozi. Bakhozi Mr. Magaza uJwaha ukuthi aze phambili azothetha ngochuma. Thank you.
Mandizibulisele kubefundisi abakhoyo apha. Zonke inkokheli zakalizwi ezikhokhelwa umfundisi wethu uba umeya. Bulise ikumkani zabathembu ezikhoyo nezingekhoyo. Inkosi zabathembu nazo ndiyazibulisa. Bulise abakhozi bam. Oshweni. Nosapho lokaMaqhaza nalo likhoyo apha endililungu lawo. Program director ngizawuthetha isiXhosa ngoba apha kuse Eastern Cape siyathetha apha and siyavana xa sithetha. Bendenze ispeech kodwa ke uthe 5 minutes.
ngizawuzama le 5 minutes ngisummarize ngoba kaloku xa kuthiwe i-direction ithi you have to follow that direction. Sibulisa zonke inkokheli ezikhoyo apha, inkokheli zika-NAFCOC, zika-COSATU ezazikhona kwiprogram, inkokheli zokuhlala, nabo bonke abantu abathe bazinikeza lithuba ukuthi baze bazobeka ithambo lethu. Buchuma bengumkhwenyana kum ebengunyana wami. Xa ndithi ithambo lethu, I see no difference between amajwarha namadlomo. Andimazi kakhulu umntwana. Uchuma ndidibene naye 7 years ago. Kuthiwe ke sithethe mos ngezinto ezingazosikhathaza, sithethe ngezinto ezizosenza ukuthi sibonwabele ubomi bukaChuma kwaye simzilele uChuma. uChuma ndambona komnye umuseum eTafanday 7 years ago. That was 2013. Nambona nje umfana okhoyo engamaziyo apha. Ndanomdla ukumazi ukuthi ngubani. Didibene naye ngo-2014, 6 months after I've seen him. Xa ndidibana naye Madiba, ndanisenzela i-birthday intombi yami uGugu. She was turning 21. Ndisahleli ndibona umfana enyuka esestage. Ndifuna ukwazi yintwana yaphi yokwenza ntoni. Kanti abantwana bayazi into abayenzayo. uChuma uyopropose intombi yami uGugu. Ndaqumba ndithi intwana etheni ezazimphazamisa nenzela umntwana wami birthday to come and steal the thanda. Kwathi hayi jwarha umtshato into enhle. Lo mntana uzokwakha ubuhlobo yamkela lonto le. Neneni obuhlobo obuqhubekile 2014 abathembu bafika ekhaya lamajwarha bezocela intombi. That was a relationship eyaqala ke ngolo hlobo uChuma. Njengotata ke there are very few things uzinqokole nomkhwenyana. Uye uzame ukufuna incoko ukuthi intoni ungayincokola naye. Nthi apha ekuncokoleni kaloku njengotata zala siyathanda ukuqokopa. Ndafumaniseka ukuthi le chap ingathi ne-topic ezintathu ezithandayo. Into ze-business. I may not be a businessman, but because as a trade unionist, deal under business people. So I was comfortable with his discussions on this. Change long for the politics. I'm very comfortable in those politics. Singogolege as on those politics. And only to find out that everybody is what I tata the was a pie. Oba no band yabaz can't in the bazo malmebak. Bazalbam uChuma indlela lahleke ngayo sothusile sonke. Lo mfana bendinaye 2 days before ahambe. I was with him nge-8 September. We were having a church service. I saw him coming engena kulo service le. Xa ingena wamkelwa ke kulo nkonzo ibikhona. Ndaze ndamqhula nje mfondini. Waze wahamba kangaka wafaka ishirt emhlophe ngwewedwa wafaka ishirt emhlophe. Wahleka kwaba mnandi. Wednesday I was with him the whole day. Ndihlukane naye around about 6 o'clock. Until ndaze ndabizwa ngolosine xa kwenzeka le nhlekelo ndizilelele emzini wami. So kukufutshane ngakuthetha ngoChuma except to say kuyo yonke le 7 years I've met this child, he has given me the respect that I deserve as his father. I also gave him the respect he deserved as umkhwenyana wami. uChuma kulahleka kwakhe usothusile sonke. I just want to say to you Madlomo, nansi intombi yami ihlela nkosikazi yami nayo ikhona apha nabazali bami bakhona. Madiba lo mntwana ndandime kulo mhlaba seQamata. Abantu abaninzi ke bacinga ngoseGauteng ngoseGauteng. Ndikwalapha eLinge eZwide. Ndingapha phesha kwendaba ndikwalapha. Ndandimile lapha eQamata kumnandi ngomtshato kaChuma. Ndathi kuwe Madiba nansi intombi yami ndinikeza wena intombi yakho. I'm confirming that even today Madiba. That as long as you want umakoti wenu apha eBathenjini, that daughter of mine is still yours. And I've told her that ukwahlukana kwakhe kukufa nomyeni wakhe akumohlule emzini wakhe. Uyawuqhubeka engumakoti welkhaya. Ndiyathemba nandi ke Madiba ukuthi ngumntwana lona una 27 years. Bebesakhula bobabili noChuma ngekho bantu bayazi kangako. Nangu umzukulwana wakho Madiba. uJunior. I'm saying lamntana Madiba, I will never take him from you. Ngoba andinali isiko lakhe. Nina bathembu ninali isiko lamntana. As long you want that child, my grandchild, to come and visit you, nothing will stop that. As long I'm still alive. Ukuhamba kaChuma mawungaqhawuli ubudlelwane bethu. Naxa sebehambile abantu sawuhlala sobabini Madiba efamily. Sincokole into ezisifuna sizincokole. And nalento ukuthi sawudibana eGauteng, asizodibana eGauteng nomntana lapha eLinge sawudibana eLinge. Xa ufuna ukundibona apha eQamata sawudibana apha eQamata. So ngalo magama ke bantu baseQamata ndithi ke ndabulela ngofumana lithuba uzokuthetha ngomkhwenyane wami. I was not expecting that I'll be standing here talking about umkhwenyana wami ongasekhona. Kodwa ke izicwangciso zezethu kodwa izigqibo zezikaThixo. Ngalo magama ndiyabulela. Enkosi.
Siyabulela tata. Thank you. Those were very comforting and wise words. Truly appreciate it. Thank you. You know, I was once asked when I was much younger what the most powerful thing on earth is. The easy answer, particularly for a reverend son, is to simply say God, which is correct. That is correct, God. But then we say amongst us as humans, God is way beyond us. We can't even say, you know, amongst us as humans, what is the most powerful thing? And for many years, I was not able to answer that question. Now recently, one lost a brother and a friend, if I'm not mistaken, about 2 months ago, most of whom you know. His name is Komotso Mabena. He was known as Bob Mabena at the Jam. Now, I started searching for that answer, and you know what came to mind? And it did not just come to mind, it came to mind as a result of the tributes that one heard about Bob, the words that people expressed. Then I came to this conclusion: the most powerful thing in life is the things people say about you when you are still alive. And let me tell you why. When you've done well, you uphold. When you've done wrong, you fix. Now, in this short life, Chuma, so many amazing things were said about him. And I believe that it gave him the opportunity to uphold, and where he had faltered, he fixed. And I think that needs to be celebrated. that is one thing that we can all take solace in, to say this was a life well lived. And when I say a life well lived, I'm not just talking about, material possessions. I mean, materially, Chuma had achieved way beyond some of the things, in all honesty. Abanye sisaziphupa. These are dreams. At 23, they were achieved. At 34, they exploded. But when I speak about a life well lived, I mean the script that God writes for us and how we respond to it. I mean, it's quite phenomenal to have been the president of NAFCOC Youth at age 33. I mean, I competed with the late, when he was 23, I was 32 years old. I believe that my presence, my existence on earth for 9 years longer than his would have given me the experience, the knowledge, the contacts, and many other things that should have given me an extra advantage. But we were thoroughly outmaneuvered, Mr. Mokotong. We plotted, we did everything, but we were outmaneuvered by a 23-year-old. By a 23-year-old. Now that speaks to something amazing, something extra special. And I actually said at the memorial service that the kids should walk around holding their heads up high and say, I was born of a great man, because this was a great man. Let's please move to the next item on our program. We're moving to messages of support, but it does not necessarily say by who, and it just says messages of support. So those who know that they should be coming forward to deliver such messages or read, I'm not sure. Or before we go to the messages of support. Oh, okay. I'm informed that there's a few individuals amongst us who are supposed to deliver these messages of support. And one of them, whom we'll start with, is the SG of NAFCOC Youth, Ntate Tshepo Matsaba. Please come forward.
Thank you, Program Director. My name is Chuma Matsaba. I served with Chuma Shweni as his Secretary General of NAFCOC Youth. Before I start, I would like to acknowledge the parents of Chuma Shweni, the wife of Chuma Shweni, the entire Shweni family, brothers and sisters, the parents-in-laws of the Shweni family, all the royalties in this house, leaders of NAFCOC, all friends and family, and all protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, last week we had a memorial service, and while I was leading that memorial service, I'd said I do not want to